Yes. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to our next episode of Diversity is the Game Changer. And the name of our episode today, Diversity, Luxury, and Excellence. And how do we marry them globally? And today we have the person who knows all the questions, and he's expert in this. And I'm your host, Valeriya Hjertenæ, and today we have a remarkable guest who has redefined success in wealth management and business strategy. Please join me in welcoming Hendrick Henningson, chairman of the board and owner of Henningson Black Label. Hendrick is an expert in wealth management, international expansion, and business strategy, with a career spanning decades of transformative leadership and global influence. It's a tremendous honor to have you here, Hendrick, and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. So good morning here from Finland today.
Oh, yeah. So we from Norway to Finland. Yes, we already discussed a bit about snow and darkness.
Yes.
And,
We are suffering.
We are trying to produce our brightness and exchange,
Yes.
right? To cheer each other up. Yes. But I know for many it's okay about lighten up. Childhood and young ages can be very bright and even, I'm so happy that we are make like this. Even probably we had something in childhood which was not that bright, but some kind of memory try to nature eliminate it. So still we believe and remember very bright things, at least, right? We try to concentrate on them or transfer them in something brightful. So now I would like to start, and it's already tradition because people love knowing the stories, and childhood, it's very impactful, right? Tool on us, how we work as adults. So how would you describe your childhood environment, home, community? How do you think it influenced your values and worldview as an adult?
Okay, yes, how could I say? I'm born in a small town, but I was always a global person. So I was a little bit always doing new things and everything. But since I was very young, I'm from a family, so with both parents and a sister. And the sister was also very active, so she flew away very fast. She's older than me.
Okay.
But my parents were very active always in Lions clubs and things, and they always had me with them. So I started to be this, let's say, connective person already as a small child, talking to elderly people many times, but we needed to, and you always needed to somehow represent the family and everything. So it came like naturally, that part. And then always there are like this, like you said, values. Yes, the times were different, so it was easier for us. We didn't in the world there wasn't so many things as there is today. So we were glad when we had some small things like a matchbox car or something, and you were happy about that. Now there are so many things to choose from, like they say. So it's a harder place. So maybe it was easier, although sometimes it was harder, but it was easier. And the values came. So also I think the people who had the training in work in those times, it was, and I don't know, maybe the Scandinavian school, let's say, we always need to do the things well, and we are maybe known for it, that we had done things well. The schools are working have been working very well, talking in past here. So all these things had its impact from one side. Also these I'm like that we always had the dinner together, so you always came together at one point and talked about everything and had good discussions, and these are things that has come with me. And the other part is that at school I had many sports people. I was very small. I had asthma as a child. So I was always smaller, but I was surrounded with, for example, one of the best in the world. He became in handball. So the people like this around me that were very big and everything, and always wanted to be with them. So I never quit, let's say, like this. So I learned this champion attitude in at school already. The only thing that I wasn't ready for it. Then I started I started later my sports career, let's say. So I came pretty far. So I'm a Finnish champion and been twice to the World Championships in my sport.
Wow.
But this has everything to do with it. And when I see also when you say this, that from childhood to elderly, I see that many of the people who had it very easy when they were very good at school, they had everything. Many times later, it isn't the same thing anymore, and the people who had to struggle, and even like if you look at the girls and the boys who look good and everything, they had it so easy, so they like kept on dreaming. When the other ones who wasn't that, so now today they are, maybe if they are 40, 50, whatever, they are doing very well because of this change of, they had to struggle for it. So they learn these repetitions and do things and everything. And I think here is also another factor of it, how childhood affects what you do in life.
Yes, absolutely adorable answer. And I would like to add, of course, that first of all, yes, I also producer made in Soviet, and that's for sure. We didn't have that choice of entertainment or I don't know, toys and all the tools, right? So of course, from one part it was much easier because I also we didn't have the budget for that, so we became very innovative, inventive. I had
Yes,
like
yes,
dolls from the flowers, and
yeah,
at the same time we were all the equal, and we really helped each other, because how you can play alone with something if you don't have anything? Now you can sit with your phone gadget and be totally alone, but in the old times I think it was fantastical. We had all these gatherings, and then
yes,
somebody always could come with a lot of suggestion, and somehow you find out the possibility to of interaction and playing, and while you are playing you are learning a lot, right? And of course it was also a lot of struggling, because in Soviet at that time, not that we, some of us of course didn't have the budget, but also there were not that many things you could choose like now. Also,
no,
I believe this unhealthy overconsumption culture we are experiencing now, it's totally also crazy and poor. I am
absolutely,
just looking at my teenagers, they have million of choices which
yes.
bombing their mind
And
all the
that's their
time, and
problem.
it's challenging. So
Yes,
many people now are in stress, constantly stress, right? There is no
yes.
time just to sit and reflect. So yes, I'm sure that our child impact us a lot, and you and me in some way are lucky that sometimes, because you don't need to make choice all the time like our kids now, it just, you know what's
Yeah,
happening.
and I was lucky at that because we had one of the first who had the television, black and white. Then one of the first who had in color the television.
Yeah,
And but those gadgets, let's say, they also maybe you could have them for 20, 30 years. They were so well made, also these things. And now everything is to throw away at the short time and everything. So it's really we're
it's
pretty.
tough.
I,
Yes.
I see this problem with the young ones. So this to finding their thing, let's say, because, and it's also maybe for elderly, and I think this is one of the things that today an older person needs to be a child, because otherwise it can't be competitive with everything that is happening, for example, in the digital
Digitalism.
world and everything. The
Yeah.
only thing is that the person who is following and changing, because I think now it's a lot about how fast can you reprogram yourself.
Adjust.
but
Yeah.
but then yeah, just yeah, but then you have the experience for so many years, so you have both, and this makes the elderly people so much more competitive because they
Yeah.
have both of them. They are not just digi-savvy, let's say. Like
Yes, if they can flex and like hybrid,
yes,
or
absolutely,
yeah. So,
yes.
yeah. Okay, thank you. So then we can go a little bit further, and
Hmm.
now, of course, we would like to talk about your exciting journey from Finland to Spain, and you know that, and about your global presence, and you already touched a little bit. You were inspired by from your childhood, but can you tell us a little bit the real adventure, how actually you came from A to B, and or
Yes.
your what was your motivation, and how it's actually happened that you moved to Spain, and there you can use diverse international opportunities, I know, and how they shaped your career. Can you?
Yeah, okay, yes. No, yeah, first of all, I came from a small town to Helsinki. Helsinki was at that point a big step for me, but very fast I had it seen what what there is, and it was a small country. And Finland still even is a pretty closed country. It's not even on LinkedIn you can see how they behave in Finland. They are like, "Ooh, do I know this person? Can I accept this person or something?" And when the rest of the world is going fast because they know that this is the way that we do it now globally, like we also are in touch. I mean, and this is a very good example, and so I knew that I need at some point need to go international
Mhm,
somehow, and it was a moment that I had everything ready. Like I had my own flat, my own car, my career was already very good, everything. And then there came the opportunity to Barcelona at that moment to go there, and I left. I sold everything and left because it was somehow programmed already in me that I need to do this step, and I'm very happy about it because when you come to totally another culture inside Europe, but totally another culture, you start and another big language.
mhm,
So
mhm,
what, for example, the Spanish language I would say not only Spain, but the Spanish language, what it has given to me is an incredible amount of everything. I mean, there comes music, there comes literature, everything. I mean,
mhm,
comes in from this. So you see it from another point of view. But the best part, or the worst part, but the best part is that you come to a system because in Finland we had a very let's say 80s and 90s were super level, and then you come to a place where it isn't like that. You
mhm.
went for your permit to live there. You went and you passed a queue of people coming from all parts of the world, a lot of from Latin America, and they were sleeping in the street to do it. And we passed past the queue there, and you you got this feeling, hey, what is this about? And then you start to hear stories about people, how really they need to struggle. So you saw the reality. You came from this, I could call it the cotton world. You are there in cotton, well sleeping somewhere, and everything is well, but you come to a situation that you understand that, hey, the world is not like that. So you earn that respect, because before that, from Finland, for example, you look at the world, look at these and look at those and how they are, because it's like we have had the luck to that everything have worked after, let's say, the 50s, 60s,
Mhm.
and that gives the respect and start, and you start to see other ways of it. So here we come then to the let's say today of the story is that today I'm running a global company, and
Mhm.
I'm in touch with all the cultures, all the races, all the colors, all the whatever. I mean, and totally neutral. And it's really nice to how you learn every day. Again, you're like a child taking in a lot of things, how they do it there, how they what climate do they have, how does this affect all these things, and then you can sit in. One day I sat in a negotiation between Uzbekistan to Vietnam. I mean, for a Finn, you are like, just a moment. So here comes again that, okay, that impact, and this is something I have innate. I wanted to be that global person, and then the respect, yes, has come from home, and then in the journey I learned the respect for the people, more for the people, to understand it really, because I didn't understand it before leaving Finland. So yes,
Yes, I'm
more.
totally. I also believe the respect is the key word. It's actually, somebody said, it's the social, the real glue of society. If you have this in your mind,
Yes,
so you actually can open all the doors, because another culture should not be better or worse. It's just another. But if you are
different.
aware of that you can be open and flexible and diverse, and can actually can take a little bit of risk to diversify yourself, right? Maybe
Yes,
north a little bit still, like you said, concerned about that. So
yes.
then you can really try to merge and find what you can really use. You don't have to change your identity and really to lose your there, but
No, no.
it's, yeah. But what kind of education? You said you had the opportunity and you have already had career and everything in Helsinki, but what was your education and what was the profession actually?
I'm
Marketing.
an economist and
Oh yeah.
specialized in marketing. And when the CRM started, the customer relationship marketing, it was very where I have studied. They had one of the gurus was teaching there, so I had very good studies from that, and that helped me to immediately also enter in the in banking world where I started there, and
Okay.
so that was the first step. But I have done many different markets.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and as a consultant, I've been in over 100 companies. So
Yes, that's why
I
we are
be,
coming now to
yeah,
the real career.
yeah.
Yes. So, and now I would like, of course, to talk about founding Henningson Black Level. And for me, it's also interesting why, what is the name? Why is Black Level? But
No,
now,
black level is the highest level that there can be.
yeah,
There
it's
is
like
no
well,
more than black,
yeah, it's like in
you
the
know.
karate and all this.
That's black belt, yes, and that
Yes,
black label in the whiskey and whatever. This
ah,
is the level of highest level. There is no more, because if you see in the colors, they can't be anymore, because all these colors you can mix them and they are
yeah,
something. Black is black.
yeah, black is black.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand.
So
Cool.
this is also the Centurion card from American Express is black. So
And I
that's
remember,
also
do you remember this guy who made all their cards in just black, right? He loved black Ford, and he said,
yep,
"You can paint my color, you can paint my car in any color you want, as long as it's black."
black. That's well said.
Yeah,
What was good also with the black? It started. The idea was already. I was in one of the hotels running. I was in the management and running the nightclub here in Helsinki at the moment, and we had the. Magazine, no magazine, what is the daily newspaper, where you had these ads and
yeah.
everything was in white. And
Ah,
I was the first to start it to put, so I put the ad in
in
black
black.
with white text, and it like jumped on, because that was the most important daily newspaper, and it has had its price. But the value of that ad, it was immediate, and other followed after that. So the black came in at that moment already. So it has been and then when I made this, soon after, all websites started to be white. It was the trend. If you see, still they are white or beige or something
Yeah,
like this. The black is there. So it's also a different. So when they come, it's different. It's not another website.
cool. So then
Yeah.
it was very well with diversity as game changer, because you have already then had like diversity in your thoughts and mind. It was so cool. Yeah. So now Henningson Black Label is globally recognized name today. And you started to say, already mentioned what really inspired you, right? And but what do you believe? Okay, you have achieved a lot of remarkable milestone, but if you could choose some, what you believe were the biggest milestone in built into your company, and did actually diversity play a crucial role in the development of your company?
Hmm. I would say it's the journey, not the goal. so,
Mm-hmm.
for example, what I like the HBL family. So today we are HBL family. I call it HBL today, not Henningson Black Label, because I was first
Yeah.
alone, and now we are a family. So we are around 80 people globally. So
Mm-hmm.
that was one thing, and I would say that every step that we come more into a continent are one of the important things. So many times I'm a lot of value guy. I'm not the let's say I like money. I don't say that, but I like more that there are good things happening and something's going further. And this is also why did I choose excellence, because in luxury there are certain span on things, but in excellence come in also things that are coming in that, let's say, the luxury level use. And here come, for example, if you take medtech, there are a lot of new devices that can help in the medicine and how do you detect. There is from Finland, but they're in Sweden now. So, for example, they have a device that you can put on here and send a link, and another one can see how your vitals is working and everything. That things like this are going on. So that excellence part goes to, but it's not luxury, but it's that level. So it's
Mm-hmm.
luxury and excellence. So
That
touching
basically
both.
quality, basically quality, right? Actually, excellence. It's the black
Yeah,
level
the
quality.
highest quality, black level quality. Yeah, well, I haven't
Okay.
used that. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So from all that, I can reflect that, of course, and you've already um, confirmed so many times that it all started with you being open and flexible and uh, like really could attend different diverse cultures. And of course, now it's a family. It's That's for sure, because you're sharing the same values and right and language.
And markets, yes, yes.
Mark can be different, but
Values sometimes can be different, but then I think this is a very important from a leader to have those values and always stipulate these values, but put that, hey, we do it this way. So the person who sees that, hey, I like to be, I could do this, or this is how I am, or something like this, can be there. But if it's a person that this doesn't act with those values, then at
Mhm.
some point it won't work out. And we are a collaborative platform, so it's very, let's say, it's very easy. We have a very light management, a low management, so it's very easy to, let's say, come and go if you want to, but still year after year we are together many.
Because
so
there's,
so
of course, everybody
and I
should.
think the values and the way to do it is one of the important things that we do it, and it's about the family, not about me anymore. It's about us.
Yeah, it's not
And
me.
this we can also take from child to further. And I think with the years, what is very interesting, when you were young, you search for your friends. You made a friend circle. Wherever you lived, in the smaller town or bigger town or city or whatever, you had your friends. Then you come a little bit further, but now today, digitally, you have, I see us more as friends. We share the same things, we like maybe the same things, and it's really interesting that on every continent, in every race, in every culture, in every religion, there are people that are almost the same. So
Yes,
we believe the same things. We are very alike, let's say, and sharing things, and that's our small friends group that we had when we were young. Now we are a bigger friends group globally.
yes, it's
That's
amazing.
my vision.
Yes, yes, platforms. That, of course, digitalization is a powerful resource, and if we use it like ethically, right? Because it's a lot of
Yes,
stuff we also try to
yes,
avoid, especially try
yes,
to make our kids avoiding that. But at the same time, it's amazingly how we can just in a couple of seconds make friends globally. And yeah, and especially when we're the pandemic time, right? So
yeah.
it was
That was, they
still
were
the
good.
possibility.
The
Yeah,
pandemic were good. It was good.
yeah. But
So for that,
talking about, yes, your kind of niche and also wealth management, right? Because, well, it's a little, it's special type. It's like like you said, excellence, then it should be the black level quality. Then, of course, wealth management and wealth clients can and require increasingly complex financial needs from retirement planning, maybe philanthropic goals, charity, I don't know, and tailoring strategies to meet diverse people and evolving goals can be and time consuming and requires really in deep understanding, right, of every single client probably. So through all your career, because of course diversity and different cultures and you have respect, it sounds amazing, it's interesting, but still it can be very tricky one, right? So what major obstacles probably you have experienced managing so diverse family, now you call it family
Yeah.
company? What is the
Uh,
main problems can occur we should be aware of?
the people always ask me, but how can you do all this? Because we have product and services, consulting in luxury, investments and wealth management, and experiences. So
Yeah.
it's very broad. 80 people globally on all the continents and everything. But I always say I can't, because this is why I built it in this way. Every time something new came, I was collaborating. I took in like a person who was specialized in this. So, for example, we are working HBL Jets. Karsten is a long-time person in Jets. So he is the SVP for us. And the other one, this is why anyone who comes in after 1 week can sell a jet. Why? Because we have Karsten together, and I also have been in the aviation. So we take over and help that person, and the person grows with that. So this is the key to it, because one needs to understand it's impossible to do everything. You can be a professional in some things, and for me, probably the consulting part has been the strongest part for me, and then I've been a lot in, let's say, also in different kinds of investments and the financial sector, but also in that, because it's regulated and everything. We have, for example, for the wealth management, we have a company who we are working with, and they have everything cleared, and they are both in Singapore and Liechtenstein. So we have the whole base. The only thing that I can speak to a client and look for the needs and everything, and then to really do it, we always collaborate with some company for it.
Yeah, indeed, I'm agree that it's so profound building a network that includes people from various culture, right, backgrounds. Then they can, like you said, they can take responsibility for special niche, right, and because they understand more local market needs, customs, communication styles,
Yes.
consumer behaviors, so and culturally diverse work, and it's invaluable for crafting strategy that can resonate with still company value, but also globally, right? When you put special
Yes.
person and responsible, because it's true, you cannot do it alone. And when you have the perfect team and family, even better than team. So
Yes.
this is the goal.
And we have spoken a lot about it. We are working pretty much on Africa at the moment, because Africa is open up. There are like more stability, more opening up more and more. And we have spoken a lot about this. And I always joking that this guy from Finland, the white guy from Finland, comes into the real black Africa. So this is a good thing that we do it together, because then we have somebody in different countries in Africa that can be, and from the point of view from them is also that they have like an African person from the country, let's say Tanzania, Angola, wherever, but HBL represent for them that they are responded by a global company. So they are taking it very well. And I have one person that has been to many of the governments and everything, and they are accepting very well the company, because they see that they bring the seriousness also together with it. So it's a very good mix. There's the right culture, understanding of the culture, but also the seriousness and a certain system, and that's very good.
Yeah, it's of course, it's like we have already said, it's the confirmation of quality, solidness,
Yes.
solid background. It's very important. Yes. Um, we have been speaking a little bit now about cultural diversity, and probably two things I remember before we talk a little bit diversity, and you said when we were connecting gender diversity, you said actually you have still, I don't know how about now, but still more females probably than
Yeah,
males. Or
that's interesting. We need men, like I
we need.
always say. We need men. So we are really working in the right direction, let's say. But now we need more men because there have come many, and maybe it's because it's a suitable way, and that they have find it. I don't know why, but it's like that, and I mean, the management in the board we are two men and two women.
Mhm,
In the manage, we are one man and four women. And
mhm.
then in HBL, there is a lot of much more women than men.
Okay, interesting. But maybe
Yeah.
yes, because men maybe the tougher, but wealth management is always like,
No, wait, it's not. It's more luxury and excellence. So I
yeah,
think sometimes draws the luxury part,
yeah.
draws it. I mean, real estate, all these things. So there are a lot of women also in real estate. So if you look at real estate, I think it's the same thing generally, that there's more women than men in it.
Mm.
But somehow like that.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
perfect. But today, actually, I want to go a little bit further and touch the new emergent type of diversity, not just gender and cultural, which we have already discussed. But today, I would like to emphasize the meaning of neurodiversity,
Mm-hmm.
which quite new still, and many people even didn't have the name or terminology because it's quite fresh still. This not really official definition, but first time was coined by Judy Singer in Australia, 1998. She just came with
Okay.
the combination of not judgmental, negatively vocabulary that people with disabilities, with disorders, with something which is really negative, like really deficit strength model. But she said that just okay, if all of us have different, really different fingertips, we all have
Mm-hmm.
different faces, of course, and brains, and why it should not be equal. Like we are so proud that we are so different here and everywhere, but
Mm-hmm.
because of our brains and all the connections neurologically are wired differently, why it should be just negative. So she came with this point, neurodiversity, and now it's starting emerging, and many, not many, but more and more people, especially probably famous people like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, many now people from Hollywood are really going to make impact. They're coming, like Steven Spielberg, that they
Yeah.
have different specialities or
Yes.
uniqueness. I don't want to tell even that weakness, uniqueness. And of course then it means that these people also on the market, right? And it's also clients, and it's definitely your customers, and maybe they even more need special adjusted actually products and services, and not even because maybe they absolute must have luxury, but maybe absolute must have excellence because they have
Mm,
special
yes.
needs. So what do you think, and do you have any already reflections how you can uh, I don't know, adjust in your company some services, probably some products for people who is neurodiverse, for example?
No, I can't say that maybe for me also it's new this, but it's more. I think the luxury sector can be very special with this because in the luxury sector there is a lot like made to measure. I mean, really that they can choose what they want for
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
So if a person, for example, I know, for example, with people that are hearing disability. For them to go to a place where there's a lot of noise, it's not nice. They don't
Mm-hmm.
like it. So you would need, so if they would arrange something, let's say that they want something arranged, if they mention about it, maybe it's better if you know it, but if they mention about it, then you need to take that in consideration. Hey, let's do this. Don't let's not do a noisy event. Let's do a different kind of event that works then. So this is, for example, an example. But I think the luxury sector is good for that because they can uh, the shame is that in the other three places they can't choose, but here they can choose because they pay for it.
Yes, exactly. And I think
Yeah.
it's so healthy approach that if you just so easy can put on your black side, like I mean, like on
Yeah.
information that we are open to adjust uh, to any type of diversity. I mean, like you said, events, or we can make special strategy. Uh, we are open towards inclusive all type of diversity like that, and put even like the word itself, because people now maybe who has diagnosed like me, we know already more and more because we try to be self advocate, we try to like read a lot and to get our skills how to put it in this society where still everything is made for neurotypical people. But
Yes.
believe me, people who really know that they are neurodivergent, if suddenly they even just can read this statement, like if suddenly they can see that, oh,
I'm with
some
you.
companies already
Yes.
mentioned that, it's a huge game changer. Then, oh my god, so
Absolutely.
know
You
about
you have a very good point there. I mean, and this market can be really can be take the first steps in this, and it's not only it needs also people like you, because if I recall one time that we had a meeting, you started to talk about and explain me more about sustainability and social responsibility and everything, and now I started already that project of social responsibility, so I have two projects there going on starting, and on the sustainability we have things that we are also doing, because we are sometimes attacked for, and that was a good example also, we are attacked for business jets, for example, because they are like, hey, they are like polluting, and then they represent 0.04 or something of the the whole flying. So there are a lot of people have their opinions, but they are not sometimes well informed. But then there are good things, and now we have, for example, there came in now an like a boat, house boat that you can have as a boat, as a hotel. You can even drive it around a little bit. So these are things that coming in, and you were one of the persons that were like the first person talking to me and explaining in a deep way to it. And now you come with this, so thank you again. So this is something again. I probably will need some consulting, and you tell me about it more, because I see it as these are the things you asked also. What is important for me? This is important.
yeah.
The world is not only about money. It's important
Mm,
that we can do it better somehow. And this is, I mean, for people who has this, I mean, you can give new opportunities to them.
absolutely, because you know, also before we agreed about podcast today, I always try to dive a little bit deeper and making my little bit homework. So I was also just curious, like, okay, how actually in the active phase can be done. What's actually really can be useful. And then I found I liked yesterday very much, because actually the niche like wealth management and luxury, it's actually very much based on building client relationship and building trust, right?
Yeah, and
And then
everything that we do.
yes, and then we know that in wealth management, relationship is all, like I said, trust and communication, because trust
Yes,
is coming from the right way of communication. And for
yes.
for people like has special
Or even
special
in
not
integrity. So
yes,
it's
right.
they having all these things together
And
with
I mean, like
trust and everything.
for diverse people, like and clients, the ability to be open and transparent, and to have transparent conversation that they may be they are neurodivergent, like I already said. And that, or they can mention they can have cognitive preference or challenges, but if they can come to you and they know, okay, I can have open conversation with this guy, and I'm building trust and he building trust in me, right? And then it can give more opportunity for them and for
Yeah,
you.
good relationships from that, yes. Because
Yes.
already, if you take some on a lower level, these things, how many people don't have glasses? But then many people also have what is this hearing aid.
Yes, yeah.
But the people with the hearing aid, they feel always, not always, but many of them feels like, oh, I have this machine and it's a very big thing for them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't glasses? For some very young people, I had glasses when I was very young, so that was a little bit, and then I needed to take them off to do sports and things like this. But it isn't that important. So I mean, now we come to these things, and that are really maybe even more. They are more strong, like, or can I say, stupid opinions of things. So I think it's very important that we can make these things normal, because it doesn't normal. What is it? I mean, we all have something, and we try to function with it.
Yeah.
And I think also the other people need to have that respect again and take that in consideration.
Absolutely. We just need to learn each other to have wider lens and normalize those things, because it's everything about us. It's stigmatization, prejudice. It's still like that is okay, that it's not okay. But who exactly actually said that,
Who is
right?
the judge? Who is the judge?
Yes, and all actually the invention people with this really disruptive, like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, many other people, they're really like stay behind properly in the community and society and everything, but still we do, but we don't fit in, because other people decide that we don't fit in, and we need just even start with having conversation, be open about that,
Yes.
and and changing their narrative. No, it's not disabilities, it's just different abilities. Why this? It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. That's true. That's a good point again. That
Because
good
for me
point.
also, I have maybe
Yes.
challenges with this thing, and I'm sure many people who actually has enough amount of money and need special uh, type of service or goods or luxury and excellence, they can have these specialities, and maybe like if you just also your company can mention that, okay, because I mean, maybe some of these people, they can struggle with traditional methods of financial education or due to cognitive processing, but you can just say, we are offering tailored education tools. It can be visual aids, simple language, step-by-step guides, like, so we can improve understanding, help these people to process the information. That's it. It will be game changer. Then that you don't judge, like, okay, you're broken, you're not like me, you're not good enough, you're just different, but look at you, you're so brilliant, you have discovered, you have invented something like I could never done, right?
But here we come again. Many times, like I said, with the young, when they don't have everything, and then they are the big ones. Let's say that are doing something, and the other way around. And now again, the person who has what you say, not disabilities, like another type of ability, they, because maybe of the situation, they go far more far than the other people, because they have already everything, and so they don't need to think about things. And this, I think, sometimes this is a power also, when you have something, not a disability or anything, you are somehow less than the normal in the system, and that makes you they put you in a mode
Yeah.
that you work harder for things, you want to do things. And sometimes it's even like many have said also, for especially in sports, that they want to show also, to the afterwards to the people, that so that has been a motor for many who has went very far. But
The sport, you became the champion later, and I'm so happy that when you were a child, you said, okay, you had not, I'm not happy that you had asthma, but that you looked up to another boys who were involved in sport, and I'm so happy that you have so healthy approach. They were like role models, and that you wanted
absolutely.
to be. But what kind of, you said you become a championship, what kind of sport?
I'm in bodybuilding.
Okay. Wow.
So
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 you're
yeah.
beauty and the brain. You're everything. Beauty and the brain. Okay. Amazing. So Yes, thank you so much. It was a really great discussion, and like always, because it's not our first discussion, right? And I hope
No.
one day we sit in not just in 2D, but in 4D, not just digital metaverse, but finally
Yes.
meet each other. And
Yes.
my last question, which already became the tradition, so we need still really, because ChatGPT and all the digitalization already thinking about us, but we still, I hope we need to dream and imaginative. We still need it, especially now in so difficult time with war and in my country, and in stress. And now before Christmas, even it's dark. But let's dive into the fairy tale, where
Mhm.
always sound and magic. It's about Aladdin. And you
Mhm.
remember this lamp,
The
this
lamp, yes.
genie, right? And three wishes.
Okay.
And everybody's like, oh, okay, three wishes. And then I'm like, no, it's a tricky one. I am giving just one wish. So if I could grant you just one wish, it can be personal, big, small, magical, Christmas, doesn't matter. What would that wish be?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I would just say to so I can continue this path without, because many times there can happen something that all of a sudden you need to stop it. I mean, some illness or something. But if I can continue what I'm doing, I'm already happy.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It's
Thank you.
amazing. So, thank you so much for joining us today. And like I already said many times,
Thank
your
you.
journey insights truly inspiring, so diverse. I'm sure our listeners will take a lot of valuable and knowledgeable expertise. And any final thoughts for our audience? You
No, I think this is a good what you have taken coming with now for what we have been talking about, and absolutely you need to guide me again a little bit so we can take that further,
we
because I
can
see
have
that
a
as a
workshop
very
webinar.
very good thing.
Mhm, absolutely, yes. So, and then I want also to thank our audience and ask
Yeah, thank
our
you.
listen. No, no, I'm not finished. I will tell you.
No,
No,
no, thank
okay,
you. The audience. I'm
right?
thanking also the audience.
Ah, yes, thank you so much. You also say, yeah. And stay tuned for more enlightening conversation on diversity is the game changer. And remember, success is within everyone's reach. Every single person is a unique resource. Stay true to your values, right? We have been talking today. Embrace diversity and always keep learning. Until next time. Thank you so much, Hendrik. And Merry
Thank
Christmas
you.
to you, to your family.
Merry Christmas.
Much
Same to
luck with
you.
all your projects. And then I'm just looking forward when we can do more active
Absolutely.
steps, right? So
Absolutely.
just, I'm always,
I'm always active, and now we come to 2025. We need to come up with new things.
yeah, let's do it.
So good.
Let's the
All
champion
right.
for diversity. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Have a
Thank
blessed
you.
weekend. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.